हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू एलयू अपडेट। आई होप आप सब अच्छे होंगे। एंड आज हम लोग स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं हमारे एग्ज़ाम बूस्टर्स को फॉर बीकॉम सिक्स सेमेस्टर। आज बीकॉम सिक्स सेमेस्टर के लिए एग्ज़ाम बूस्टर सीरीज स्टार्ट कर दी जाएगी। बट उससे पहले हम बात करते हैं कि आपको ये जो भी हम एमसीक्यूज प्रोवाइड करेंगे, क्या आप इनको पीडीएफ फॉर्म में मिल पाएगा कि नहीं। सो फॉर दैट यू हैव टू डाउनलोड आवर मोबाइल ऐप ऑफ एलयू अपडेट। उसके साथ ही साथ प्लीज सब्सक्राइब अ चैनल ऑन यूट्यूब, शेयर आवर वीडियोस एंड वाइट एलयू अपडेट। आपको यहाँ पे सारे इंटरैक्टिव सेशंस मिलेंगे, आपके डाउट्स कॉल को क्लैरिफाई किया जाएगा, हाई क्वालिटी नोट्स आपको प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे। जितने भी नोट्स में क्वेश्चंस होंगे उससे आगे आपके एग्जाम्स में कुछ नहीं आएगा। किसी भी टाइम आपको कोई भी डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन चाहिए होगा, आपको प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा। सो विदाउट एनी फर्दर डिले, सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल, download our mobile app, and start your preparation for your semester exams. So with that, let's start our video.
हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं अपने मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज फॉर योर सेमेस्टर एग्जाम से। इनकम टैक्स लॉस इन अकाउंट्स में यूनिट 1 के लिए जो भी मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज हैं जो आपके सेमेस्टर एग्जाम में पूछे जाएंगे, उनसे हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट वी हैव इज इनकम टैक्स इज अ। इनकम टैक्स किस टाइप का टैक्स है? डायरेक्ट टैक्स, इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स, एनी ऑफ द अबव और नन ऑफ द अबव। तो हम लोगों ने अपने ITLA वीडियोस में आपको ये क्लियरली बताया था कि इनकम टैक्स इज अ डायरेक्ट टैक्स। ये डायरेक्टली इंडिविजुअल की इनकम पे अप्लाई होता है। सो योर ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज इनकम टैक्स इज अ डायरेक्ट टैक्स। The next question is the previous year for income tax starts from. इनकम टैक्स के लिए प्रीवियस ईयर कब से स्टार्ट होता है? सो योर ऑप्शंस आर अप्रैल, मार्च, जनवरी एंड सितंबर, एंड द करेक्ट आंसर इज अप्रैल। योर प्रीवियस ईयर स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम अप्रैल फॉर इनकम टैक्स। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हु इज अ टैक्स पेयर? अब टैक्स पेयर कौन है? सो द गिवन ऑप्शंस आर assessee, businessman, trust and government employees. So among these, the correct option is option A, assessee. So an assessee is the taxpayer. Agriculture income is. The next question asks, agriculture income क्या है? Is it taxable, non-taxable, partially taxable or none of the above? And the answer is non-taxable. एग्रीकल्चरल इनकम पे किसी भी टाइप का कोई भी इनकम टैक्स चार्जेबल नहीं होता है। The following question asks, the Income Tax Act was passed in the year. यानी कौन से साल में, in which year was Income Tax Act passed in India? So the correct answer among the following options, that is option A 1934, option B 1956, option C 1961 and option D 1972. The correct answer for the question in which year was Income Tax Act passed in India is option C 1961. Next question, the Income Tax Act came into force on. The previous question was asking in which year was Income Tax Act passed in India, but since when did Income Tax Act came into force in India? Your options are 1st April 1935, 1st April 1961, 1st April 1962 and 1st of April 1956. And the correct answer is option B, that is 1st April 1961. The Income Tax Act came into force on 1st April 1961. Next question, unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for a period of. यानी कि आपका जो unabsorbed depreciation होता है वो carry forward में कितने periods तक continue किया जा सकता है? Your options are for 4 years only, 8 years only, an unlimited number of years, and the last option, option D, 18 years only. And the correct answer is option C, an unlimited number of years. So, unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for a period of an unlimited number of years under Income Tax Act 1961. The next question states, income by way of rent of agricultural land is categorized as, यानी कि इनकम बाय वे ऑफ रेंट यानी एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड से जो भी इनकम रेंट के तौर पे आपको होती है उनको या उस इनकम को किस कैटेगरी में कैटेगराइज किया जाता है. एंड योर ऑप्शंस आर ऑप्शन ए बिजनेस इनकम, ऑप्शन बी इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेज, ऑप्शन सी एग्रीकल्चरल इनकम एंड ऑप्शन डी कैजुअल इनकम. And the correct answer is option C, agricultural income. यानी कि income by way of rent of agricultural land is categorized as agricultural income. Next question, incomes on which income tax is not charged are called. यानी वो income जिन पे income tax charge नहीं किया जाता है उनको हम क्या कहते हैं. Your options are exceptional incomes, privileged incomes, exempted incomes and none of the above. So the correct answer is option C, exempted incomes. वो incomes जिनके ऊपर कोई tax charge नहीं किया जाता, those incomes are known as exempted incomes. Next question, casual income is, your options are fully taxable, partially taxable, fully exempted and none of the above. And the correct answer is fully taxable. Casual income is fully taxable. Next question, tax is reduced from Casual Incomes Act. Your options are 10% plus surcharge and cesses. Option B, 20% plus surcharge and cesses. Option C, 30% and option D, none of the above. And the correct answer to the question, tax is reduced from Casual Income Act, is option C, that is 30%. Next question, the interest on bank term deposits is subjected to tax deductions at source if option A, 2,000 during the relevant previous year exceeds, option B, rupees 5,000, option C, rupees 10,000 and option D, rupees 30,000. And the correct answer is option C, 10,000. So, the interest on bank term deposits is subjected to tax deductions at source if option C, rupees 10,000 during the relevant previous year exceeds. Next, we have contribution to RPF is deducted under section. Your options are option 80C, option 80D, option C 80E and option D 80G. And the correct answer is option A 80C. So, contributions to RPF is deducted under section 80C of Income Tax Act 1961. Next question, there will be no partial integration if agricultural income does not exceed. Your options are option A, rupees 15,000, option B, rupees 25,000, option C, rupees 50,000 and option D, rupees 5,000. And the correct answer is option D, rupees 5,000. Next question, income from sale of rural agricultural land is option A, taxable capital gain income, exempted capital gain income and option C, none of these. And the answer is option B, exempted capital gain income. So, any income from the sale of rural agricultural land is treated as exempted capital gain income. Next question, section C applies to. Your options are option A, individual and HUF, option B, cooperative society and option C, company. So your answer is option A, individual and HUF. So section C of Income Tax Act applies to individuals and HUF, that is Hindu undivided family. Next question, the exemption limit for the assessment year 2021 for the assessment year 2020 to 21 for a super senior citizen is. Now what is the exemption limit for the assessment year 2020 to 2021 for a super senior citizen? Your options are option A 5 lakh rupees, option B option B 73 lakh rupees, option C 4 lakh rupees, and option D 50 lakh rupees. And the correct answer is 50 lakh rupees, option D. Next question, the governments are empowered to levy and collect income tax. Your options are local self-government departments, option B RBI, and option C central government. So गवर्नमेंट्स में वो कौन सी गवर्नमेंट्स है जिनको ये पावर दी गई है कि वो आपके ऊपर इनकम टैक्स लेवी कर सकते हैं? योर आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, रेट्स ऑफ इनकम टैक्स आर फिक्स्ड अंडर, यानी वो कौन सा एक्ट है या वो कौन सी जुरिस्डिक्शन है जिसके अंडर इनकम टैक्स के रेट्स फिक्स किए जाते हैं? और ऑप्शंस आर ऑप्शन ए एन ऑर्डिनेंस, option B the income tax act, option C the finance act, and option D notification of CBDT. And the correct answer is option C the finance act. आपका इनकम टैक्स जो होता है वो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट गवर्न करता है, बट द फिक्सेशन ऑफ रेट्स to be levied under Income Tax Act are decided by the Finance Act. Next question, under the Income Tax Act, the incidences of taxation depends on number 1 the citizenship of the taxpayer, option B the age of the taxpayer, option C the residential status of the taxpayer, and option D the gender of the taxpayer. So the correct answer is option C the residential status of the taxpayer. So under Income Tax Act, the incidence of taxation depends on the residential status of the taxpayer, that is option C. Next question, out of income from growing and manufacturing of latex, what percentage is considered as agricultural income? Your options are option A 40%, option B 45%, option C 60%, and option D 65%, and the correct answer is option D, that is 65%. Next question, short-term capital loss can be set off in the same assessment year from option A short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains, both short-term and long-term capital gains, and option D not possible. So the correct answer is both short-term and long-term capital gains, that is option C. So a short-term capital loss can be set off in the same assessment year from both short-term and long-term capital gains. Next question, income tax is a form of tax. Option A direct tax, option B indirect tax, option C value added tax, and option D none of these. And the correct answer is option A, income tax is a form of direct tax. Persons with severe disability is allowed a fixed deduction of option A 50,000 rupees, option B 75,000 rupees, option C 1,25,000 rupees, and option D 1 lakh rupees. And the correct answer is option C 1,25,000 rupees. So a person with severe disability is allowed a fixed deduction of 1,25,000 rupees. Next question, income tax rates are fixed in Income Tax Act, Finance Act, Income Tax Rules, and Finance Rules. So among these, again the answer is option B, that is the Finance Act. Next question, number of heads of income under Income Tax Act is. So how many heads of income are there under Income Tax Act? Your options are option A 3 heads, option B 4 heads, option C 5 heads and option D 2 heads. And the correct answer is option C. There are 5 heads of income under Income Tax Act. Next question, a person with the age of dash or more is considered a super senior citizen as per Income Tax Act. Your answers are or options are option A 56, option B 60, option C 80 and option D 85 and the correct answer is option C 80 years. यानी कि a person with the age of 80 years or more is considered a super senior citizen as per Income Tax Act 1961. The minimum exemption limit of income is. Your options are option A rupees 2,50,000, option B 2 lakh rupees, option C 3 lakh rupees and option D 5 lakh rupees and the correct answer is option C, that is 3 lakh rupees. Next question, rebate of income tax is defined as per section, यानी rebate of income tax को किस section के तहत define किया गया है. And your options are option A 80A, 81A, option B 87A, option C 81C and option D 87C and the correct answer is option B, that is 87A. So the rebate of income tax is defined as per section 87A. Next question, section 2 subsection 9 of Income Tax Act deals with, यानी Income Tax Act का section 2 subsection 9 किस चीज से deal करता है. Your options are option A person, option B assessee, option C previous year and option D assessment year and the correct answer is option D, that is assessment year. Now next question, the assessment year is a period of 12 months commencing from option A 1st March, option B 31st March, option C 1st April and option D 30th April and the correct answer is option C, that is 1st April is the starting of an assessment year. Next question, when the income earned in a year is taxed in the same year it is called, यानी अगर जिस साल इनकम अर्न की गई उसे उसी साल असेस भी किया जाता है या टैक्स किया जाता है उसे क्या कहते हैं. योर ऑप्शंस आर एडवांस्ड असेसमेंट्स, ऑप्शन बी सुपर असेसमेंट, ऑप्शन सी एक्सेलरेटेड असेसमेंट एंड ऑप्शन डी नन ऑफ द अबव. एंड योर आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए एडवांस्ड असेसमेंट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सरचार्ज इज लेवीड व्हेन टोटल इनकम एक्सीड्स option A 5 crores, option B 10 crores, option C 1 crore and option D 2 crore and the answer is option C 1 crore. So surcharge is levied when the total income exceeds rupees 1 crore. Next question, educational cess is charged at the rate of option A 2%, option B 1%, option C 3% and option D 5% and the correct answer is option C 3%. Educational cess is charged at the rate of 3%. Next question, as per the Income Tax Act persons include, यानी Income Tax Act के अंदर persons में कौन लोग include होते हैं. Your options are option A individual, option B HUF, option C local authority and option D all of the above. So your correct answer is option D all of the above. Individuals, HUF, local authorities, all these persons are involved in the definition of persons under Income Tax Act. Next question, what does CBDT stands for? Your options are option A Central Bureau of Direct Taxes, option B Central Board of Direct Taxes, option C Citizens Board of Direct Taxes, and option D, Citizens Bureau of Direct Taxes. And the correct answer is option B. Central Board of Direct Taxes stands for CBDT, stands for Central Board of Direct Taxes. Next question. CBDT is controlled by, your options are central government, option B state government, option C both central and state, and option D none of the above. And the correct answer is option A, central government. Central government controls your CBDT. Next question. Dividend from an Indian company is option A fully taxable, option B partially taxable, option C fully exempted, and option D none of these. And the correct answer is option C, fully exempted. So a dividend from an Indian company is fully exempted. Next we have assessment year is the period of 12 months commencing from option A accounting year, option B assessment year, option C all of the above, that is accounting and assessment year, and option D none of the above. So correct answer is option A, accounting year. Next question. The Income Tax Act 1961 broadly covers option A basic charging income, option B rebates and reliefs, option C incomes exempted from income tax, and option D all of the above. And the correct answer is all of the above. Next question. The income of previous year is chargeable to tax in the option A immediately succeeding assessment year, option B same previous year, option C immediately preceding academic year, and option D none of the above. And the correct answer is option A, immediately succeeding assessment year. Next question. The gross total income is arrived after option A only adding income under 5 heads of the income, option B adding income under 5 heads of the income excluding losses, option C adding income under 5 heads of the income after applying clubbing provisions and making adjustments of set off and carry forward of losses, and option D adding income under 5 heads of the income after applying clubbing provisions, making adjustments of set off and carry forward of losses, and after allowing deductions under section 80C to 80U. So the gross total income is arrived after option D, adding income under 5 heads of income, applying clubbing provisions and making adjustments of set off and carry forward of losses, and allowing deductions under section 80C to 80U. Next question. Any payments made outside India and TDS is not paid, then it is option A allowed, option B disallowed, option C partially allowed, and option D none of the above. And the correct answer is option B, disallowed. Any payment made outside India and TDS is not paid, then it is disallowed. Next question. Payment made in cash exceeding rupees 20,000 is disallowed. Option A 15,000, option B 20,000, option C 25,000, and option D 30,000. The correct answer is option B, 20,000. Next question. Interest on delayed payment of VAT is option A allowed, option B disallowed, option C partially allowed, and option D none of these. And the correct answer is option A allowed. Yani interest on delayed payment of VAT is allowed. Under Income Tax Act 19 61. Depreciation on machinery is charged on option A, purchase price of the machinery, option B, written down value of the machinery, option C, market price of the machinery, and option D, all of the above. And the correct answer is option B, written down value of machinery. यानी under Income Tax Act 1961, depreciation on machinery is charged on written down value of machinery. That is option B. Next question. As per section 2, subsection 31, the following is not included in the definition of persons. Option A, an individual. Option B, a Hindu undivided family. Option C, company, and option D, a minor. And the correct answer is option D, a minor. A minor is not included as per section 2, subsection 31 of Income Tax Act in the definition of persons. Next question we have is, which amongst the following is an exception to previous year rule? Option A, business or profession newly set up. Option B, where a source of income is newly set up. And option C, non-resident engaged in shipping business. And option D, none of the above. So the correct answer is option C, non-resident engaged in shipping business. Next question. Which amongst the following is not a head of income? Your options are option A, salaries, option B, income from house property, option C, capital gains, and option D, income from exports. So salaries, income from house property, and capital gains, these are one of the 5 heads of the income under Income Tax Act. The only option is option D, income from exports. It is not included as a head of income under Income Tax Act. Which of the following is not included in taxable income? Option A, reimbursement of expenses. Option B, cash gifts received from non-relatives. Option C, income from illegal activity. Option D, profit on sale of equity shares of an unlisted company. So the answer to the question, which of the following is not included in taxable income, is option A, reimbursement of expenses. Next question. Additional surcharge of 3% is payable on option A, income tax, option B, income tax plus surcharge, option C, surcharge, and option D, none of these. And the correct answer is option B, income tax plus surcharge. Next question. The following are not treated as agricultural income. Option A, income from poultry farming. Option B, income from beekeeping. And option C, purchase of standing crop. And option D, all of the above. And the correct answer is option D, all of the above. यानी कि income from poultry farming, beekeeping, and standing crop purchase, all of these are treated as non-agricultural income. Next question. Educational cess is leviable in the case of option A, individual, option B, HUF, option C, company, and option D, all assessees. And the correct answer is option D, all assessees. Next question. Dividend from an Indian company is option A, fully taxable, option B, fully exempted, option C, partially taxable, and option D, none of the above. And the correct answer is option B, fully exempted. Next question. Income of Benami transactions shall be included in the income of option A, real owner, option B, transferor, option C, transferee, and option D, none of these. And the correct answer is option A, real owner. Next question. Under which section interest shall be charged for deferment of advance tax? Option A, section 234A, Option B, Section 234B. Option C, Section 234C. And option D, Section 234D. And the correct answer is option C, Section 234C. A method adopted by a person to evade tax by transferring securities before the date of payment of interest and then again requiring the same is called option A, clubbing, option B, bond washing, option C, crossing, and option D, carry forward. And the correct answer is option B, that is bond washing. Next question, PAN stands for. So PAN stands for option A, private bank number, option B, permanent account number, option C, personal account number, and option D, passive account number. And the correct answer is option B, permanent account number. PAN stands for permanent account number. Next question, income of a minor child is exempted up to option A, rupees 1000, option B, rupees 1500, option C, rupees 1200, and option D, rupees 2000. And the correct answer is option B, rupees 1500. Next question, non-speculation loss can be carried forward for option A, 8 years, option B, 10 years, option C, 5 years, and option D, 4 years. And the correct answer is option B, 10 years. Next question, which of the following is not considered as an agricultural income? So, option A, poultry farming, B, beekeeping, C, purchase of standing crop, and option D, all of the above. And the correct answer is D, all of the above. Next question, if the coffee is grown and cured, then the tax liability on agricultural income is option A, 75% agricultural and 25% non-agricultural, option B, 60% agricultural and 40% non-agricultural, option C, 55% agricultural and 45% non-agricultural income, and option D, 35% agricultural and 65% non-agricultural income. So the correct answer is option A, 75% agricultural and 25% non-agricultural income. Next question is, if the coffee is grown, cured, and further processed, then the tax liability for the agricultural income is option A, 60% agricultural and 40% non-agricultural, option B, 50% agricultural and 50% non-agricultural income, option C, 40% agricultural, 60% non-agricultural income, and option D, 65% agricultural and 35% non-agricultural. And the correct answer is option A, 60% agricultural and 40% non-agricultural income if the coffee is grown, cured, and further processed. Next question, if the agricultural land is used for tea plantation, then the tax liability is option A, 65% agricultural and 35% non-agricultural income, option B, 50% agricultural and 50% non-agricultural income, option C, 70% agricultural and 30% non-agricultural income, and option D, 60% agricultural and 40% non-agricultural income. And the correct answer is option D, 60% agricultural and 40% non-agricultural income. Next we have income by way of rent of agricultural land is option A, business income, option B, agricultural income, option C, income from other sources, and option D, casual income. And the correct answer is option B, agricultural income. According to Hindu law, a joint Hindu family must consist or may consist of a person lineally descended from a common ancestor, option B, married daughters of a deceased person, option C, widows of the members of the family, and option D, all of the above. And the correct answer is all of the above. That is option D. Next question, which member of the family can demand partition in the property? Option A, all co-partners, option B, son, option C, mother, and option D, wife. And the correct answer is option A, all co-partners. Next question, CII stands for option A, Capital Inflation Index, option B, Cost Inflation Index, option C, Cost Interest Index, and option D, Cost Inflation Interest Index. And the correct answer is option B. CII stands for Cost Inflation Index. Next question that we have is the second installment of advance tax payable falls due option A 15th of September, option D 15th of December, option C 15th of March, and option D 15th of June. And the correct answer is option C 15th of March. The second installment of advance tax payable falls due on 15th of March. Next question, the amount deposited in dash shall be deemed to be utilized for purchase of new house under section 54. Option A, savings bank account, option B, fixed deposit, option C, capital gain account scheme, and option D, post office time deposit. And the correct answer is option C, capital gain account scheme. The next question is, the tax rate of long-term capital gains is option A, normal rate, option B, 30%, option C, 20%, and option D, 10%. And the correct answer is option C, 20%. Next question, dividend paid by an Indian company is option A, taxable in the hands of the recipient in India, option B, exempt in the hands of the recipient, option C, taxable in the hands of the recipient and exempted in the hands of the company, and option D, taxable in the hands of company and exempted in the hands of the recipient. And the correct answer is option D. Next question, when an individual transfers an income without transferring the asset, it is taxable in the hands of option A, transferee, option B, individual himself, option C, both the individual and transferee, and option D, parent of the individual. And the correct answer is option B, individual himself. Next question, percentage of income from sale of rubber grown and manufactured latex in India considered as agricultural income is option A, 45%, option B, 50%, option C, 55%, and option D, 65%. And the correct answer is option D, that is 65%. Next question, the present Income Tax Act is known as option A, Income Tax Act 1922, Income Tax Act 1886, option C, Income Tax Rule 1962, and option D, Income Tax Act 1961. And the correct answer is option D, Income Tax Act 1961. So this is part A of most important MCQs for your semester exams for BCom 6th semester Unit 1 under Income Tax Law and Accounts. Next parts shall be updated very soon. Thank you.